We're back. I like this hook. You got a book you want to tell us about? Well, let's talk. There's no other place to do it. Only on Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze.
Watch the show.
Hey, welcome to Catch the Craze podcast audio mix. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and we are live, and I am with
George Medina.
George Medina.
Whatever.
Medina, George Medina.
I'm on delay over here.
Medina. Huh?
There's a delay over here, but that's all right.
There's a delay.
Yeah.
So we are live. We are up and running. We sent the invite, but we are late.
Yes.
So, you know, what you don't know is that I did put some funds into marketing on Facebook, and I sent this out, and it went out to a few hundred people, and we had a couple people said they were interested in tagging on. So hopefully people join in. We are live.
That's a nice surprise. I didn't know. That's
We
great,
are
dude.
live. Yeah, I'll show you the data later.
Yeah, no, cool.
So this is, if you join, awesome. If not,
Catch us on Friday. Catch us on Friday.
Catch us on.
Right? Because this is going to be re-aired, right? I mean, it's live now. It'll
It's
stay
live
live.
now.
It'll just, they can watch it whenever they want.
That's right, man.
That's cool.
I forgot about that, man.
Miss us now. We'll catch us later.
Yes,
It's no big
yes.
deal.
So,
And then catch us every week because we got a show every Friday. Well,
every
it
Friday.
goes up every Friday.
Every
right?
Friday. Yes. So this one goes up this Friday. This is live now, being recorded. The audio version is being recorded, which is fantastic,
Sure.
and the video version, which will be on YouTube.
There you go.
Plug. Please subscribe to our YouTube
plug.
channel, and let us know what you're thinking. So George's going to keep an eye on that to see if anyone is tagging along. But so, what did we want to talk about?
Well, let's let them know what we have coming up the rest of the month. This is a big month. We have a lot of every beginning of the month we get together, Sam and I, and we
Yes.
bang out 3 shows because this
Word.
is the live one. But we bang out 3 shows. We record them. We have very interesting people on the show. We got artists. We have writers. We have all kinds of people on the show, independent artists.
Right.
And this month we have a pretty good cast of characters. So
Pretty good lineup.
yeah. Next week on the show, which will be the 13th. Next week we'll have Charles Dixon on the show. He had
Charles.
Yeah, he has a company called Vex Comics, and he had a comic book called Internal Fury. We met him a few years ago, and he's gonna go on the show. He came on the show and he talked to us about his future endeavors, what's going on with Internal Fury, how he changed his life through the diet, through his what he eats. It's plant-based, and he's going to talk a little bit about that. So that's very interesting.
Yes.
The week after that, we have a gentleman by the name of Gary Camp, Bronx native. He also is an artist who's been doing this since the 90s, man. Since like he, back in the day. And he's going to talk about some of the stuff he's got going on. Actually, what is it? The 7th? The 7th, he's got something going on in the Bronx that he wanted to promote on the show, but because we pre-record them,
Right.
he doesn't air until the 20th, so you would have missed it. But you should check it out. Where is it? It's in the Bronx, and he does these art shows in the Bronx, and he's got one coming up December 7th. So you guys should definitely check that out. We'll put up the information as we go along here, and then finally, the final show is on the 27th, right after Christmas, and that's gonna have our very good friend Vanessa Verduga, who is a writer. She's a playwright. She's a comic book writer. She's a web series creator, and she's a singer. So she does it all, and she's a lawyer.
Right.
So she's going to be on the show, and she's going to talk about all of that and diversity and what she's experienced coming up as an independent artist and as a woman in the industry. So that's going to be very good. And yeah, that's going to be the month of December. So we have a pretty busy month. So tune in every Friday. Subscribe, like Sam said, to the YouTube channel. Is Catch the Craze 1. So go to YouTube, and then on the search bar, just hit Catch the Craze.
But we're not on YouTube. We're on.
No, but I mean.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, for the remainder. I mean, right now we're live on Facebook,
Yes.
but I mean, when you guys want to check out the show for the rest of the shows, That'll be great. So
Yes.
but yeah, man, what did you want to talk about?
I want to talk about piracy, bro.
You want to talk about privacy? I mean, not privacy.
Not
Piracy?
Piracy.
All right, what's up? What
Yes.
you got? What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about people stealing your work. That's what I'm talking. What's up with that?
Well,
Right?
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have experienced
Yes.
a lot of independents.
Yes. So
Who have, had that happen
I'm
to
just blowing up our social media and then letting people know
Oh yeah,
that
do your thing.
we's doing what we's doing.
So what do you got? Oh, look at you.
Boy,
Live
we're
blowing it
live
up.
in the studio.
I did it right before we came on.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm backing
just
up.
threw something up
Yeah, you gotta
right
check.
before, because I know. Yeah, listen, you're a busy guy, dude. You don't have time for these things. Yo, those commercials, by the way, are kind of dope. You may want to throw one on. You should probably throw one on right now.
Oh, you acting up? You acting up?
Yeah,
Damn.
keep the people on hold over here. Look, Jerry liked it. We had Jerry on the show last week, Jerry Wensborough. So if you want to go into the archives, check it out.
Yes.
'Cause, that's on there.
Yes. So ebook theft. 12 things you could do to stop someone from copying and selling your ebook. First of all,
Where do you get these things? What do you got? What do you
I'm
got
on the
going
web.
Yeah, what website?
Um,
In case people want to check it out themselves.
I am currently on, it's called inkwelleditorial.com.
Nice.
And the subject that we are discussing is prevent ebook theft. So the reason why I want to talk about this subject right here is because I read there was a conversation going on Facebook between some artists that we know. I forgot the names.
Yeah, Ray, right? Wasn't Ray?
Yes.
Ray
What's
Felix.
up, Jer? And if you have an opinion about this, Jer, let us know.
Jerry, what's up, bud?
And they were talking about, I guess, how they found copies or someone was selling their books, right? So they were stealing, they were just basically pirating it, copies of their books. So how do you stop that?
That's a good question. How do you stop that?
Right? So
Okay, so they were selling, they were printing out copies of their book and selling them
right.
to the public and making money off of their
Yes.
comics.
Yes. So I'm just going to do this so we can be able to see what's going on.
All right, so let me play devil's advocate, right? Just for the hell of it.
Yes.
You're saying that there was somebody on where, like in the street or something, had copies of the books and were selling them to people.
Yes.
Okay, my question is, what's wrong with that? Other than you're not gonna make the money for them,
They're remanufacturing their stuff.
but people are getting it in their hands. And again, I'm playing devil's advocate. If that was happening to me, I think I'd be pretty upset. But I'm just saying, if somebody is copying your work, okay, and now are they saying it's their work? Because if they're saying it's their work, we have a problem.
So let's put it in perspective.
Yeah.
You're walking down the Ave. There's a table,
Yeah.
and they're selling bootleg movies.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Same premise.
No doubt.
They're saying bootlegs versions of your stuff.
Yes.
They're taking money off your plate.
Okay, this is the reason I say that.
Daddy, I'm hungry. I can't pay the bills because
I can't pay the bills because I don't have money right now. But if that bootleg copy that they're selling, as long as it has your name on it, as long as they're not saying it's my book, bro, look what I did, as long as they're not saying that your name is still Samuel Vera, by Samuel Vera, is still on it. And let's say, for example, somebody's walking down Fifth Avenue and they got a bunch of your books. Say, yo, my man, buy this book. And they say, oh, this is dope. You did this. Nah, just buy it, right? And they buy it and they find your information inside by Sam Vera. And this guy happens to be an executive somewhere, contacts you directly. That man just did you a favor. That's why I say, is he saying that it's his work, or is he saying that, or he's just selling it to make money for himself?
Are they working for you?
Because that makes different.
Are they working for you? Are you like their attorney?
No, but you know what I'm saying?
You're representing a bad guy?
No, but it's I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying,
right.
If you think about it, right?
Right.
As long as this guy is not saying it's his work, as long as he's not claiming it's his stuff, and the person that they contact isn't him, and then he goes on and makes big bucks while you're like, hey, dude, that was mine. That's a problem. That's a big problem. But if he's just selling money, he's just like, yo, this thing sells, cool, I'm just gonna sell it. But he has no idea that the person they're gonna contact is you. Then to me, there's a difference. Because I think what I saw something online as well, and Ray, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he had posted something online about an HBO show using some of his stuff, or saying that they were going to use it,
Right.
and then not even giving him any credit for it. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like, you're not giving me credit for my own work, so now nobody knows I did this. They think you did it.
Right.
That to me is a problem, and that's different than just some Joe Schmo who has no clout selling my stuff on the street. Thank you very much, my friend. Make some money on the side, but give me my props. You know what I mean? That I think that's where I say there's a difference. But you're talking about.
Well, this is where your argument comes into play, right?
Yeah.
So, ebook security, the hard, cold, naked truth about thieves, book thieves. My overall advice is just accept that ebook theft is going to happen, and these are the 3 reasons why. Some self-publishing experts argue that ebook piracy actually helps sales. That's your argument.
Wow.
Right? My argument is Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes. Right? You're gonna sleep with the fish. If I catch you, right? Because I'm going to do what is it? Is it the Untouchables when he goes around the table talk about team with the bat, right?
Okay.
So let's see. Then it says it's impossible to stop altogether. If someone is hell bent on stealing your stuff and it's online, they can, and you'll save yourself a whole lot of headache if you just know that there's 100% foolproof option. There's no 100% foolproof option for stopping it, other than not putting it on the web at all. That's the risk of doing business. That's the price you pay for doing business, I guess.
So what, they're saying that ebooks can be stolen?
Yeah, that they can resell your stuff and steal it. But
what if you have a copyright and a trademark? They can still just take your stuff
and resell your crap, your stuff. So like here, 12 ways to prevent ebook theft. Right. 1, contact the thief's payment provider. So they're using PayPal. Yo, this guy stole my stuff. Right. This hits them squarely in the pocketbook. If you discover that someone has stolen your ebook and is selling it, you should contact their payment processor. Many use the biggies like PayPal and AlertPay. When you make contact, explain why you're requesting that they stop the processing payments from that account holder. It's hard to get an account restored once a payment processor shuts it down, especially for your stuff, for stuff like content theft. That's a good one, right? Name your file correctly. This advice is for those who don't use a digital download provider like eJunkie. To prevent those who haven't purchased your ebook from stealing it, give your file a weird name. For example, take my ebook. How to write an ebook in 3 days. Market it and start getting sales within a week. I wouldn't name the file something like inkwelleditorial.com, write ebook in 3 days, because that's just too easy for someone to guess.
Really? You think that inkwelleditorial.com/write ebook in 3 days is easy to remember?
Right? If they guess correctly, they could find the file on my site by doing a simple Google search. So make the file name hard to guess. That's just a little more too much work, right? It's like really?
What are we doing here?
It's like for instance, like where I work, I have a passcode for everything. Everything's got to have a passcode, so I got to remember 50,000 passcodes. It's crazy.
Right. But and the other thing with that is, like, if you make it hard for that person to guess, aren't you also making it hard for the people who are trying to buy your book to find it?
Word up.
Like, so that, to me, that doesn't make any sense, unless there's something we're not understanding here, but that doesn't sound.
Use a digital service provider. The easiest way to prevent ebook theft is to use a digital service provider like eJunkie.
Is this guy working for eJunkie?
Probably. I think so. Right? Change download leak regularly. Really? Again,
I like contact the provider. The
I like that. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Straight up,
shut
go
it
to the source,
down. I
listen,
shut them
this
down.
guy is whatever.
Yes.
Boom, shut it down. I like
Yes.
that. That's probably the only one that I like so far, because the other ones prevent file sharing.
I don't advise it because it can hurt ebook sales.
I mean, what are we doing?
But you can prevent file sharing. For example, when you sell ebooks on Amazon, they offer you the option to prevent file sharing. I never select this, as I want users to share my ebooks. Why? Because I publish a lot of them.
Why?
So the more readers who are introduced to my work, the better, in my opinion. Right? Let's say use anti-theft ebook software.
Damn. Wow.
Anti-theft ebook software. So there's an ebook encryption software available. I haven't used any of it, so can't recommend a particular one. FYI, in case you don't know, following is an explanation of what ebook encryption software is. It's quite simply the process of applying encryption technology to an ebook. Yeah, we know that. Password yeah, we know that, right? So do periodic checks. So you got to constantly check. Did I get jacked? It's like going out to the yard.
Right.
Is the burglar out there? Hello, are you out there trying to rob me?
Jeez.
It's just crazy. Sue. Yes, I knew a girl named Sue. So the above led me to put an attorney on retainer once to sue anyone I discover stealing my ebooks. See this monster post on copyright infringement, which covers your legal rights as a content producer. Okay.
All right. Why is that number 9?
I don't know. That would be number 1.
That should have been number 1.
Well, or number 1 should have been, you know what? He disappeared. So contact web hosting company and domain name register. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Right. You shut down the payment. You shut down the web. You shut them down. Right. And then secure your file is number 12.
Wait, go back to 10. What did he say?
It says when I had all the troubles with someone accusing me of copyright infringement back in October 2010, I found out just how easy it is to have a website shut down. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong side of that.
Wrong side.
He got shut down.
Stealing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I got my website, Catch the Craze, hacked.
You did.
Yeah. They just destroyed it.
Oh wow.
The forum that we used to have, the forum, remember?
Yeah.
I had to shut that down because they just jacked it up. Secure your file. Okay, and then market your products. How could this stop ebook theft? It's explained brilliantly by internet entrepreneur Milana Leshinki in the article.
So this is specific to like when you put your stuff online,
Yes.
your ebook is selling
Ebooks.
on Kindle and all
Yes.
that other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So promote yourself, other ebooks, your services, your newsletter, your websites to the ebook. If you're given examples, try to use your own websites and your own experiences to illustrate. Always have at least one more product for sale as your backup product. Mention it throughout your ebook and link it to what is needed. Be sure to offer an incentive to your readers. Create more ebooks. Yeah, okay. All right. So bonus tip: ask Google not to index the ebook file.
What? Like
My head hurts. Right?
Yeah.
So
This is like go dark. Like you have an ebook, but don't put it out there.
It's like you're putting up barbed wire fences on your house. You got landmines. You got Rottweilers. You got snipers on your roof, right? You got binoculars that you're looking for. It's crazy. It's man.
I mean, I feel like you need to. I think if you have a copyright and you have trademarks, okay, and you have all your legal stuff, down, then I don't know that you. I don't want to say you shouldn't be worried about this because it obviously happens, But I don't know. I think these guys are like
Loco.
Yeah, a little.
What is your loco?
Little out there, Inkwell.
So that's one man's perspective. Let's go to this one.
Oh, right. You got backups.
Mm-hmm. Ebook piracy on the rise in 2018.
Now let me ask you a question.
This is statistics right here.
Yeah, this is stats. Well, is there a reason why you went specifically to ebooks, or we're gonna start there and then move?
We're gonna start there.
Right, we'll start there, kids.
George is
now I'm wondering. Now I'm curious. I was just wondering if you had like an ebook, like something that had happened to you as far as like ebooks go.
See, what had happened was, let's see, zoom in. Boom. All right. So, pirate websites received 300 billion visitors last year,
Nice.
and ebooks represent a small but growing segment. Digimark and Nielsen conducted a recent study that reveals 41% of all adult ebook pirates are aged between 18 and 29, but perhaps surprisingly, 47% fall into the 30 to 44-year-old bracket. The remaining 13% are age 45 and up. There are also some surprises when it comes to pirates' income. Cost is often cited as a factor when justifying downloading for free, and this study counters that the average household income that downloads ebooks the most range from $60,000 to $99,000. So the top 6 markets in percent of world as of 2015. So the United States was about 30% of piracy. 33% came from, it looks like, that looks like the rest of the world. 17% from China, and then you got the rest there. Ebook piracy is not just popular in the United States, but is a global problem. According to the Intellectual Property Office's latest study of online copyright infringement, 17% of ebooks read online in the UK are pirated. Around 4 million books. Jeez. It's like no one wants to work. They all just want to put their hand in your pocket. You know what to put in my pocket? Spikes. So, that's pretty fascinating, right? As you're looking at that, I got this other one here. Where's that? There we go. Boom. Everything's ebooks. Hole. So,
it's interesting because ebooks seem to be a pretty big. Yeah, it's a pretty big market.
So we're back here. So what's this? All right, where do you get your ebooks? All right, so Amazon is the biggest the pie in the ebook world. iBooks, which is
the Kindle, I guess, right? The Kindle,
yeah. Wow, so you get 21% of your ebooks from piracy. Now, mind you, Amazon is the biggest share of legally purchased ebooks with 17.61%. Yet piracy is 21%. That's obnoxious.
They know what they're doing.
Yes. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm just glad I never bought a bootleg video. Right? I'd rather just give the money to the creator itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Than but that's obnoxious. And these stats are coming from goodereader.com. And then we have this other one. I don't want this free book. So, ebook piracy, what to do if someone steals your ebook? All right? Somebody's home. In this article, you'll learn when to act and when to leave it alone, the steps to get the pirates to release your book. Oh, really? Yo, homie, can I have my book back? How to get Google to slap them around, whoosh, whoosh, right? And more. Before you get justice, ebook piracy is where a website... Oh, yeah, we already know that. Okay, so most of the time, they don't actually have your book. They scraped your title off Amazon, seen it was popular or potentially popular, and they're only lying by saying the book is available in their archives. This is for one of two reasons. They want the researcher to pay their subscription in order to get the free books. They will send you the book, but it will actually be a virus.
Interesting.
Yo. There's a reason why I switched from PCs to Apple, because my PCs were always getting corrupt. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is why, I have...
So the people that think that they're buying your book, they're really getting a virus put in their computer.
And then all of the information is being stolen.
You go after them, they may go after you.
Yes.
And corrupt your... That's interesting.
It's very interesting. It is. It's a crazy, crazy, cruel world. The amount of work it takes for you to get your ebook removed is usually not worth it. I agree with that. I think everything just becomes a nuisance.
Right. And
I think they know that.
Well, yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Think about the percentage of people that are not willing. Yeah, I know it is messed up, Jer. That the percentage of people that are not willing to fight the good fight, either they don't have the capital, they don't have the courage, or they don't even know where to start. Right? I think that's pretty crazy. Step 1, contact the writer, owner, editor. Right? Probably the most obvious steps, yet often overlooked and the most effective.
Well, is this for the people who buy your book, or is this? I mean, because
this is finally a way to deal with ebook piracy. Follow the steps below in order to get them removed and hurt their website. So you're gonna contact the writer, editor, owner. Probably the most obvious steps. Why? Because they're probably not making much money off of your book specifically. So instead of endangering their website, business, for fear that you are savvy in the ways of the internet force and have read this article, they'll acquiesce to your request and remove the one single page. Acquiesce. Yeah. Stop acting up.
Dude, what are you talking about? You said acquiesce. I'm saying it's acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Aquise. I met him the other day. Yes, yo, what's up, Aquise?
Wow, yeah.
Aquise.
Sorry, my bad.
That was a good call.
My bad.
Yes, damn illiterate.
Yo, what up, AQ?
Yes, I know.
Anyway, go ahead, carry on.
That's gonna go down. That's gonna get blown up. That's messed up. Judge blew me up.
Terry.
Right? Yeah.
No, you blew yourself up by reading this thing out loud. You should have just.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should have whispered that word.
I said, hey, shoot.
Anyway, go on.
So
carry on.
Oh man.
Oh man. Anyway, go.
It was like when I read on the menu back when I was about 18 years old. See, this is a story. You see, you got me a story.
I haven't heard the story in a while.
Yes, I was on a date. This is a true story. Please.
You were on a date.
Yes, I know. It was. And I'm reading the menu, and now mind you, I'm from Hollis, Queens. So give me a break, right? Give a brother a break. The only thing I saw was Big Macs and Whoppers. So we're at a restaurant, and I'm reading the restaurant, and I'm reading.
What kind of food?
We were at a
French, Italian, what?
It was Mexican restaurant.
Oh man, and you're Spanish, dog.
Yes. Word. See, Jared knows a quiz, right? And I'm Spanish, right? So no, but on the menu it said, I read it verbatim as it's spelled out.
Okay.
Horse divorce. So I'm like, I go to it was
but that's fine.
My wife. I was like, honey, what's horse divorce?
Oh, that was your
and
wife.
she's like, oh, you're so cute. That's hors d'oeuvres, honey. I was like, oh, damn. Damn.
And that's French.
That was like our third date or whatever. I was like, I'm surprised she stood,
Horse divorce.
Horse divorce. What's horse divorce? And then she's like, that's hors d'oeuvres. I was like, oh, man.
Well, listen, at least you didn't ask for it.
It was embarrassing. And the waitress is standing right there.
Okay, what date? What date was this? Date 1, 2,
3.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
So
she was into you, bro.
So my problem.
She was into
you. Yes. Yeah. I'm a stud.
Because she was letting that go. She's like,
I'd be into me too.
So pretty.
Yeah, you see the guns?
Yeah, no doubt.
Guns. These pythons, right? So
wow.
So
yeah.
I have a problem with reading as I see and not, the way.
It's a quiz.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I read that, I hear you, bro. Listen, it's a quiz. And when I came to that word before you said it out loud, I was like, that's acquiesce. I hope he says acquiesce. I freaking hope. And then acquiesce. I was like, but I had to do it to you. That's like when you have something on your face, but I got to take it. I'll be like, yo, right there. You got something right? I was just looking at it.
Yeah, she blew me up.
But now you know, whenever you see a quiz, you'll be like, that's acquiesce, my man.
Yo. Don't go into a foxhole with this one. This one's like, he's out.
My God, I had your back, bro.
He had my back.
I had your back.
He was like, I don't know him, Sarge.
Live on Facebook. I had your back.
Yo, he's like, he went AWOL. I don't know him, Sarge.
He went AWOL.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Killing me.
He said he went AWOL. I don't know. Anyway.
That was a good one.
All right.
Oh, man.
Let's carry on.
My stomach hurts.
Because Jerry's probably falling asleep.
Yo, he's like, he knows a quiz.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Jerry, you know a quiz?
Yes, he knows a quiz. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what's up. All right.
That's it. That's for a second. They brothers in arms, right? Yes.
Brothers in arms.
Good looking.
Good looking.
Hey.
Oh, shoot. All right.
So Who is awesome because it not only lists their personal contact information unless they pay for privacy, but also lists their website's domain. Yeah, that's a good one. But most of them pay for privacy, so it doesn't work that much.
Wow, contact the host.
Yes, contact the host. Yes, we read that in the previous article, so that's good. They're Bluehost. I use them too. Not anymore now. Let's see.
Registrar.
Contact the registrar. Yep. We know that. Enter the DMCA Dragon. Enter the Dragon.
Interesting.
If nothing has happened yet, then it is time to roll up your sleeves and slap them around for real. In this case, a dish served cold with a side of DMCA, a Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It's supposed to protect the owners of content from copyright infringement on the web. Oh, that's pretty fantastic.
Again, number one.
Yes.
You got to read all of this. You should have just led with that.
I'd rather just
lead with DMCA, bro. Like,
see, Acrease owes you money. He owes me money. Shit.
He owes me $20.
He slept over my house. He left with my sneakers.
Jerry's crazy.
Yo,
he
like,
said
I want my sneakers
$20.
back. Yeah, that's another story.
Oh, shoot.
This guy's name is Loco. He slept over my house. I left. I went to the bodega. I came back. He was gone. my sneakers, my gear gone. Jacked me up.
Wow,
Yes,
really?
Yes. What am I talking about? So that was back in the days when I was about 16 years old. Let's see. So we did the Demka. This is me and George. See, that's after George blew me up.
You're the panda?
Yeah. Yes.
Angry.
I was like, really?
You angry?
Really, Georgie?
Oh shoot.
All right. So don't want to do all of that? Then try this. Sometimes these pirate sites are like weeds. You pull the plug on one, and 3 more shoot up on its place. Yes, and the truth is, doing all those steps every time one shows up can be really time-consuming. That's why, for those authors who have this constant problem of ebook pirates pillaging their book, they use Blasty. Oh, I know a guy named Blasty.
You do?
Yeah, I think he's locked up. So Blasty is a very expensive service that will not only monitor the internet for illegal copies of your book, but will also notify you when they find them. It's almost like LifeLock, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a LifeLock for ebooks. All right, so that was a good article. So
no, but what it was.
So now, how do you protect traditional books?
Yeah.
So let's look that up as we're sitting here.
While you look that up, I just want to let people know that Gary's event is called Teen Blazing Trails, and it's at the Family Affair Winter Wonderland, Saturday, December 7th, from 1 to 4 p.m. It's at the Bronx Museum of the Arts, so check that out. It's Saturday, December 7th. 1 to 4 p.m. So check it out.
Here we go. So we're on Ingram's Spark.
Yeah, Ingram Spark.
Yeah.
No, they're big. They do a lot of.
So how to protect a book from book piracy? Understanding your rights as an author. So the first step to protecting your work is understanding what your rights actually are. The most obvious thing every author should understand is copyright your books, right? So we know that. Many writers think they need to register their work to copyright it. This is only kind of true. A work is technically considered copyrighted when an author makes it public. That means if you put it on the website that a general audience can get to, then your copyright has begun and it lasts the life of the author plus 70 years. Holla! So why do many authors and publishers register a work with the Copyright Office? In 2 words, legal protection. While your work is copyrighted, you cannot actually sue someone for copyright infringement until you register your work. There you go. Registering a work is actually pretty cheap, depending. Yeah, no, you know how many things. I copy everything, man. It costs me money. So piracy isn't always piracy. Many authors learn this the hard way. What does that mean? There are literally hundreds of websites out there that either sell your work or give it away for free, except they don't actually sell it or give it away for free. These websites generally scrape Amazon and other retailers for inventory, then create a bogus website that appears to be hosting your work. To make it more believable, they even like a fake number of downloads. List the fake number of downloads. When you attempt to download your book, you will be asked to either add your credit card or perform a series of tasks, such as signing up for a trial for software or buying a magazine subscription. Well, certainly your right to contact the website and ask for your book not to be listed, it's usually not worth your time. Mm-hmm. Understand where and how piracy exists. It's everywhere. Enough. Alerts. No one wants to spend several hours each week devoted to searching the internet for piracy. Fortunately, you don't have to. There are plenty of free and paid services to help writers out. The first is to set up alerts. Google, yes. Okay, so that's cool. Digital watermarking. Many publishers and authors have turned to digital watermarks to protect their content. Watermarks are added to ebook files and not actually seen. Yes. Text scans, yes. All right, so there's a lot of ways to prevent it. It's unfortunate. I'm not a big fan of piracy. I think it's horse pookie. I think it's malarkey, right? I think it's just hogwash, right?
Thesaurus, bro.
I gotta make up for aqueous, right?
A quiz.
A quiz.
That was great.
A quiz comes out at night. A quiz comes out at night.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, so go ahead. What were you saying?
so-
You're not a fan of it.
I'm not a fan of piracy. I think it's screwed up. I think people should just respect the art form. I think there's always somebody's trying to take a shortcut. But I also believe in karma. I think they'll get it in the end. Some do, some don't.
Yeah.
But I think most of all they do. But so let me ask you this: what would you do if you were at a convention?
Yeah.
And you passed a table that was selling your books
Well, I think that you have to
that they printed on their own.
Yeah, you have to confirm. Well, first of all, how the hell did you get my file, right? Like, so you have to have a conversation with that gentleman, like,
Right.
or that female. You have to say, hey, where did you get this? And you know what? I'd probably do it this way. I'd probably go out there, strike up a conversation, find out as much as I need to know from this guy, because I'm sure he'll probably just tell me exactly what I want to know, and then hit him with the dude. That's my book, and go from there. Because
Hit him with the 3 pieces and a soda.
Yeah. That's what you do. What would you do?
I'd buy it.
You'd actually buy it.
I'd go and buy it to see to confirm my
That's yours.
suspicions,
So
right?
you wouldn't just thumb through it?
No. I go pick it
No?
up. I pick it up and buy it.
I'm not buying that thing.
Then
Then you gotta
I can't say
pop
the
him
rest.
for his $3.
Then
or
I
his
can't say the
$5?
rest. Remember the time when we were at McDonald's? I said, "Do you know how to fight?" Remember?
No,
You remember?
I don't.
Yes. Yeah, yes, you do.
I
Remember
remember.
the 2 big guys that bumped the old man online, and I was sitting there, and I was like, "You guys know how to fight?" They're like, "Why?" I said, "Because those guys. It was you, me, Anibal, and Jonathan.
We're gonna have to. Well, this guy's not even on right now.
They're not even on, but they know. They remember."
Yeah.
And they were like, and you were like, "What are you gonna do? Don't start anything." I was like,
Really?
I wanted to protect the old man because I felt that they disrespected him. That basically that for me, first order of business is fact find, investigate. Once I investigate,
So you buy the book and you
confirm
start
my
thumbing it through
suspicions.
there, right in front of, or you would just take it back to your table,
No,
read through it, and then come back.
and then wakata. And that's it, or I'd go to the convention promoter, who's running the place, and I go, "Hey, look, I am the original author of this.
Yes.
They're selling bootleg copies of my stuff."
Yeah. No, I mean, all jokes aside, I think
Yes.
that's right. I mean, I obviously, if he's in the street, it's a different story.
Yes.
But if you're at a convention, you're not getting
Nah.
kicked out and banned
Nah.
because you're hurting your own pocket.
Nah, I'm not going
So you
crazy.
definitely would. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to go. You
I go straight to the
contact-
promoter, say boom, 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 boom.
Hit him in
And
the
I'll probably go as far as just, you know what? I want to press charges, call them up and say, look, these guys are selling bootleg stuff. Here's my copyright. I'm the original creator. Bam.
Yeah, because you know what? You don't know what else they're selling that isn't theirs.
Yeah.
Right? If they're selling your book and they're claiming it's theirs, what about the other stuff that they're selling?
Yeah.
I've never actually encountered anything like that. And I guess I've been lucky. But I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff where guys have been ripped off essentially by other companies and things of that nature. So it's messed up, bro. Especially when you're a little guy.
Yes.
And you don't have the pockets to kind of defend yourself against big corporations. I think it's worse when the big corporations do it. Like when the big conglomerates, when the people who have tons of fans who watch things, who watch their shows, and they think that that's something that they created, and it's
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
I think those are the biggest felons because really there's hardly anything you can do other than go after them. But do you have the money to go? And you should, and you totally should. I mean,
Right.
regardless, who cares? Go after it. But I think that's worse than, like we were talking about at the beginning, that guy that's selling those things on the street. Yeah, they're both wrong, but I think that when the big guys do it, that's a whole different story.
Right.
A whole different story. At the end of the month, the show that's going to air at the end of the month was the one that we did for Vanessa. But at the beginning of that show, we had we were talking about conventions, and this is off topic. I think that was a really, really good topic because I think a lot of people are interested in that. And if you guys have any thoughts, go ahead and send us comments and things of that nature. But moving away from that for a second,
Right.
we were talking about conventions.
Right.
And you had said one thing that would be good to talk about would be what are the good conventions to do like that independents should do.
Right.
And so I pulled up a list of the top 9 conventions that I've either heard of or have been to. Okay. I went ahead and I looked to see what the attendance at these conventions were, right?
Right.
And let me ask you a question.
Ask me the question, brother.
When you go into a convention, right? Are you going in there thinking that you're going to make tons of money, or are you going in there for exposure? I know both, but which one is more important to you? The money that you think you're going to be making, or the exposure that you want to get?
I think it's the exposure. I said that earlier. I think to go to the convention, and we are also on Instagram Live.
Oh.
What's up, Instagram? So I think the purpose, the primary purpose when I'm promoting at a con is to network and get some exposure, notoriety, get some free press. Secondary is to recoup what I've spent for the con, right? But I know that there is a risk with that. So if I can get the press, I can get a couple of interviews, if I can make some contacts with some industry professionals, that in itself has the long-term gain that I'm looking for, because I'm looking at the long game, not the short game, because the short game is that instant gratification at the when you sell a book. But that's what I'm looking for.
But so I think that you can get both, and I think that when you are an independent publisher who maybe is just starting out in the industry, and a lot of the guys who have done it for a long time have kind of grown tired of the convention circuit. So a lot of guys kind of do like what Gary's doing now, where he's doing like, you know, smaller art shows and things of that nature, or some guys have gone away from it because they feel it doesn't work anymore. But if you are a new independent artist who's gone ho, says, yo, I want to do this, I'm about to go hit a convention, I put a list together of like the top 9 shows that either we've done or I've been to, right? And the attendances. So if you want that instant gratification, okay, the getting to know the people, it's very intimate, small. There are shows like, for example, the Mocha in NYC.
Right. That
show gets about 7,000 people through the door. Right. Not a big number, you know what I mean? But it's a very small crowd. So when you're in there, that's when you gotta kind of sell yourself,
right? Because
these people are there to buy independent stuff.
Yes,
that's what they're looking for.
Yep.
So the Mocha, and we did the Mocha. If you remember the first time we did the Mocha,
yeah,
we had the color, and everybody had the black and white, and they didn't want the color; they wanted the black and white.
Yes, because the Mocha is a very different crowd from every other traditional comic book show. The Mocha, they're looking for alternative comics. Mm-hmm. They're not looking for traditional comics. Right. So for those of you who've ever been to the Mocha out there, you know that you're going to see the stapled books. Yeah. You're going to see the black and white stick figures. You're going to see the quirky stuff. Right. You're going to see some gothic stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, some really, a lot of creative stuff.
And there's a market for that.
Yes.
There's a market for that. So if you're starting out and you're like, yeah, I don't have the money for San Diego, hit the Mocha. Go to the Mocha. Start at the Mocha. Another show that's good is the Small Press Expo in Bethesda, Maryland.
Have you done that one?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that one takes about
this guy,
3K.
He's been everywhere.
About 3K. Now, 3,000 people is not a lot. And again, these numbers, they may be skewed, and you may want to do your own research. Don't just take what I'm telling you as gospel. Do your own research. It's important to always do that. So do your own research, check it out. But from what I was reading, Small Press Expo in Bethesda, that's also a good show to do. That was a really good show, bro. It's very intimate. You know who was on that show? Alternative Comics.
Look who's on there. Who's on there? What's up, buddy?
Jerry, what up, man?
How's it going, Jerry? Bro? So you guys don't know, but yeah, we're also on Instagram Live. So we're on Facebook Live and we're on Instagram Live, and look at him in his studio.
Nice. Dude.
Nice.
I wish we could share that.
With his Satik?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Jared, we were talking about this whole piracy thing. What were your thoughts on that?
Jerry, clearly Sam doesn't care about the conventions anymore.
I do care about the conventions.
We're going to go into the piracy.
I seen you on there. I seen you on Facebook, but I want to know what your thoughts were on piracy.
Well, basically the same thing you guys are saying. I wouldn't worry too much about my book being out there on one of these ebook things. Not too much. I mean, I would do like you guys said. Try to handle it as much as I could, but I wouldn't worry. But if somebody was selling an actual book, then I would worry.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because anybody can steal files, copy and paste on the internet. But somebody going through all that trouble to print a book up and go to a con and sell it there, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
And like Sam said, I would buy the book, investigate, and then go to the head of the con and handle it from there.
yeah,
But
for
at
sure.
first, I'm sure my heart would sink, and I would want to kick their ass and all of that.
Right.
Hopefully, I would go about it the right way.
Right. No, for sure. I think that, and it's like it was saying on that website, a lot of these people aren't even stealing your file. They're just taking the photo, and then they're saying, "Hey, do you want to buy this book? Sign up here." And what they're doing is they're trying to steal people's information. So they're not really taking your product. They're just using your product to steal people's money.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is different than what you said. If a book is printed, and somebody's selling it and claiming it's theirs.
Yes. What's up, Daphne? Daphne just joined. Thank you for joining. So I think it was a big, I guess I'm not sure who was it. I don't know if it was Ray Felix. I'm not sure who it was on Facebook. I saw an article on Piracy, which is what spawned this conversation to, caused me to look it up and have this conversation today.
Yeah.
But so back to conventions, we were talking about Small Press Expo.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Small Press Expo. Yeah, you ever been to Small Press Expo, Jerry?
No, the only I've done only two is Big Apple and New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
Is that Mocha still around?
Yeah, I think Mocha's still around. I think they still do it. When I was looking up the articles, that was as of 2019. So 2018. So I'm pretty sure that it's still out there.
Oh, it's good to know.
But yeah, no. Small Press Expo is a good one too, Jerry. Like if you go out, I did it a few years ago, and that was a really good convention as well. The where I was heading with this is that with the Small Press Expo and like the Mocha, that's where you get your feet wet.
Yes.
You go check it out, see what you like, are able to start your setup, your tables and stuff like that, and then you start hitting the bigger ones. And one of the bigger ones that I saw online was Heroes Con in Charlotte. That's a pretty popular convention as well. And I did that one year with the guys. And that was it wasn't as good only because I think there was something going on that year. I forget what tragedy had happened that year. Not too many people showed up. But I think as the numbers increase in attendance, like this one gets about 60,000 people, as the people increase, your chances of not only selling but being exposed to people who can get you to that next level increases as well. So you're looking at Heroes Con, MegaCon, WonderCon, Emerald City, New York Comic Con, and then San Diego Comic Con.
And ShockerCon.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that one too. But yeah, no, I think that you have to kind of get out there and get your feet wet. Start with the small ones and then get to the bigger ones.
Yes.
If you're going to do conventions.
If you're going to do cons.
Did you guys go to New York Comic Con last couple months ago?
No, I didn't.
We didn't do this year.
We were here, actually. We were doing a live show.
We were actually doing a live show, and nobody was listening because everybody was at New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Me and the wife went Sunday. It was horrible.
Really?
It lasted like an hour and a half, and I was out.
No kidding. What was wrong with it?
It was so crowded and so noisy. You couldn't even talk to somebody. I was trying to talk to a couple of independent guys, and I just gave up. And I just said, "Fuck it." I didn't even buy any.
Wow.
I tried to talk to Billy Tucci. He said hello to us, and he just turned around and he was trying to help these people. And my wife's like, "Be patient, be patient." And I lasted 20 minutes, and I was like, later for this. I went to a couple other guys, same thing. You couldn't even talk, couldn't even have a conversation with. Too much cosplay, too much Geico, and and all this bullshit, you know, it should be there. And I gave up, you know, so I wasted like $100 and change just to get in, you know, and didn't buy any.
Right. Jeez.
So I don't think I'll ever do that shit again.
Yeah.
Unless you guys,
Yeah.
you know.
Thanks, man. Are you planning on being behind the table at the con or no?
What, last New York Comic Con?
Yeah. Would you want to go there as a vendor?
No, I don't think I want to do it again. It was fun, you know, when we did it a couple of years ago, and I think that one's gotten so big, and the independent guys just seem like they're pushed to the side, and you know, I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's getting harder to get into the show.
It's over. Yeah, and that's another thing. I was trying to get into that show, and the guy, they accepted my application and everything, and they just blew me off. So, you know, I gave up. I'm going to try the little ones, or maybe smaller cities like Boston, or you know,
Boston was a good one too.
You know, see, I'm going to try and hit those.
Right.
Yeah. No. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think the smaller shows are better for a lot of reasons. I think the bigger shows you get lost in the show, unless, and like I said to George, the only time that I feel that the bigger shows are worth it is if you're going to spend money on advertising, because it's to get noticed. You either you have to have a name behind it, unless you were an established creator who went independent. If not, you have to buy an ad in the event guide. You have to do a lot of marketing 6 months in advance before going out there. You got to let all the press know who you are, whether or not they want to know who you are or not. You got to put yourself in their face. You have to do a lot of legwork. And then you have to have a couple of guys with you that's just going out there and handing out, whether it's postcards or flyers or whatever it is, to drive traffic to your table if you want to reap that money back. If not, if you just want a table and then you just want to network, fine. But you're going to blow a lot of money. You're not going to break even. You're going to be in the red.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing with the big shows. You got to go there with an agenda. Like, you got to go there and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do here. It's not about the money you're going to make, because you're probably not going to make the money. It's about the connections you're going to try to make at that show.
Right. So I think, you know, if you're going to do the big show, you got to do it big. There's no ifs, ands about it, unless you're like someone who is like a Brian Kong, who is a beast when it comes to just grinding and doing all of these sketch cards and commissions nonstop. Daphne, who's on Instagram right now, she's another beast, grinding with the commissions and doing that the sketch work and selling that. That's where the artist is gonna make the money. So I think if you're not gonna do that, and you're not gonna hustle that way, you got to find a secondary means of making an income, not just your books, because not everyone's going to be interested in your book, but lots of people want art. Battery died. So Jerry's battery died.
Jerry's gone.
But a lot of people want original art, and when you have talented artists like Daphne and you have talented artists like Brian Kahn, they're going to make money just for the original art. So if you're going to do the big shows, commissions or marketing, if you're looking to make money, you want to break even, do the smaller shows. You want to make a little bit of profit, do the smaller shows.
Yeah, do the small shows and make a little money.
Yeah.
But the big shows are for that, like you said, for the exposure and for the networking.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's how it goes.
Yes. But you know, I think what else? What are the shows besides Small Press Expo?
As far as the small shows,
well,
I was going by attendance. So the Mocha and the Small Press Expo were some of the shows that they were talking about for like the smaller venues, and then they went into like the C2E2, which is a show in Chicago. MegaCon is in Orlando. Heroes Convention is in Charlotte. Then they have a show in Anaheim in LA called WonderCon.
Right.
Emerald City is the one that we went to in Seattle, Washington.
Right.
And then the two big monsters. New York Comic Con had 200,000 people, dude, show up. 200,000, record setting. San Diego had like 130 last year.
No.
That's according to CNBC Los Angeles. San Diego Comic Con.
See, now you gotta make me look that up.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know who went to those shows.
Yeah, apparently New York Comic Con had record-breaking numbers.
Really?
As per Publishers Weekly, 200K.
Let me see. Let me go to New York Comic. Let's see.
Yes, check attendance.
New York Comic
Attendance at New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Attendance 2019. That's Wikipedia, the biggest.
Forget Wikipedia right here.
This one?
Yeah, Publishers Weekly. Scroll down.
What am I looking at?
It's not loading for you guys.
Oh, it's a video. I don't want to watch a video. I want
an hour long.
Yeah, I'm not watching no hour long. Record 250,000 fans mobbed New York Comic Con in 2018.
2018, yeah.
That's 250,000 in 2018. Mm-hmm. So I wonder what San Diego. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, what, you think I'm lying to you? You think I do my research before I tell you these numbers? What I look like to you?
Look, acquiesce.
A quiz, please.
A quiz.
A quiz, please.
A quiz, me.
What do you think this is?
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I can't go online live and give you numbers that are bogus. I'm not even going to
fun facts with side facts.
I was like this, shaking a little bit when you were doing this. But yeah, see that? Nah, but look.
Well, you know, it was because of the nostalgia with fun facts with side facts. But
no, but isn't that crazy though?
That is crazy.
That something like San Diego, who we think is the monster, actually had less numbers than the New York Comic Con. And that was just as of last year.
When I stopped going to San Diego, they were in the process of expanding.
They're expanding the Javits Center because of freaking New York Comic Con. You see what they're doing to the Javits Center in New York?
I just think New York has a lot more because of New York and New Jersey. All the hotels, all the restaurants.
Connecticut, Philly. Like
what's going to be different next year? People who come to New York Comic Con are going to go to the American Dream Mall because it's a theme park.
Do you think it's that close? Do you think it'll be that close to get? Like, is it that easy to get there?
It's 10 miles from New York.
How do you get there?
There's an express bus from Port Authority to American Dream Mall. And in that area, there's about 50 hotels.
That's what I got to do. I got to get on that.
Yeah.
Only because I'm going to the game on Sunday, and I need to know how to get there. So there's a bus that goes to the mall. Isn't that right across the street from the MetLife?
There's an express bus that goes there for $9 each way.
And the mall is across the street from MetLife.
You just walk across the bridge.
That's what I'm doing.
That's it.
By the way, it's 909.
909.
That's it?
Huh?
That's it?
That's it. Well, there was, what did I want to so this is our live show, but before we go, I do want to talk about the Christmas gift giving.
Oh, that's right.
Right? So, let's see here. If you want to give a gift to a special someone who's a comic book fan, especially if they're a Batman fan, how about trying purchasing a Batman resin statue from Midtown Comics in New York City for a mere $80. And I believe this is a 7-inch. It could be a 6-inch or 7-inch, whatever. But look, that's beautiful. I saw that. Nice. I was like, I want that. So if you want to give a gift for Christmas, you're not sure what you want to give. Your loved one is a Batman fan. There you go. So if the person's a Thanos fan, here's a 6-inch resin for a mere $29, $30 at Midtown Comics.
I'm sorry, they need to start paying you for this stuff, dude.
Yes, I know. So I'm
saying. Where's the jingle? What was the jingle? Ching, ching,
oh,
where's the jingle?
Where's my? Oh no.
That's not it. There you go, bro.
Go to Midtown Comics for Christmas. Buy your gifts. Let's see what else we have here. Sam Vera. Well, I'm glad you asked. We have for the artist in you. So if you know someone, maybe it's a teenager or a child, an aspiring artist, and who's always on the go, and you want to give them their first start, here is a portable easel with drawer. So they can put their art supplies inside the drawer. It opens up. They can illustrate for a mere $17.19 at Michael's Art Supply Store. How do you like that? And
you need to start getting some sponsors.
Yes, I know, right?
That's good money right there.
How about a Wacom Tink 16 drawing tablet? 16-inch drawing tablet from Wacom, right? And this is at Fox Garb. and for $89.97 you can have yourself a Wacom 16-inch drawing tablet with screen. Holla! Right? So if you're in the spirit of giving gifts this Christmas season, try purchasing the above mentioned. It's on our show that's being recorded now. Why can't I see this?
Why can't you see?
Oh. New Orleans used to have one as well.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think Wizard World has one in New Orleans too now.
What?
A convention. Yeah, I think Jerry's
Yes.
talking about conventions.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So, again, we appreciate you. If you're listening, if you're subscribed, if you haven't subscribed, please help us grow our YouTube channel because we want to be able to transfer our live shows to YouTube. Next year, we will be joining in the spring, taking our show to Twitch. We want to hear from you, your feedback. We appreciate you. Any specific guests? We are looking to build our 2020 lineup. So right now we are booking our January calendar. So if you want to be on a show in January, hit us up now. Send us a text, an email, a message on Facebook, and we'll get you on the show. We'll get that talking. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George Medina.
George Petito.
See who's
George Petito. George Petito. Right? And so we're going to hit you off with this commercial before we go out. We appreciate you. Thank you all. And which commercial should we give? Basement or cafe?
Nah, do the basement. I like the basement.
The basement?
Basement.
Peace out. Thank you.
Listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.